On the beach, shout to the 34th. I think you try to dawn the house. I'm not afraid. 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 Planet of the Fakes Radio will teach you rights. Put a limit on government. You'll reach the heights.
What up, y'all? Planet of the Fakes here for Kids and Pigstar HH News. I just compiled some videos for the Maleah Davis homicidal violence charges for Darian Vince again. I did it when they first announced Maleah's alleged cause of death, which they still haven't determined 100%. But I am now doing it again just so we could get opinions of people that have done their research, and that's what you're going to hear. The last segment of the video is of opinions of people that has done their research or been following the case, so I hope you enjoy it. If the video doesn't start when I stop talking, click the link in the description. Planet of the Fakes and Pigstar HH News, new umbrella corp.
Planet of the Fakes for Kid and Pigstar HH News. Inside Maleah Davis FB groups. News. What is homicidal violence? The Harris County Medical Examiner announced Friday that 4-year-old Maleah Davis died by homicidal violence. Her death was ruled a homicide. Read, Maleah Davis died by homicidal violence, medical examiner says. Her stepfather, Darian Vince, has been arrested and charged with tampering with evidence. What is homicidal violence? It essentially means a death from anything other than natural causes, said KPRC legal analyst Brian Weiss. Weiss cautions that homicidal violence does not automatically equate with murder. Weiss said murder is a legal term and prosecutors must prove a person was intentionally killed before seeking an indictment on murder charges. Does the medical examiner's ruling mean they know how Maleah died? Not at this time. The medical examiner's ruling establishes that Maleah did not die from natural causes or during an accident, but the manner and means of her death have not yet been established. It was certainly an essential step. They could not have gone forward in taking this case back into the grand jury unless and until they had a determination from the medical examiner that this was a homicide, Weiss said. Weiss said had Maleah's cause of death remained undetermined, it would have been much more difficult for prosecutors to seek new charges in the case. Interview with KPRC legal analyst on Maleah cause of death ruling. Like, comment, follow, share, subscribe. Then visit www.
It's a story that we've been following since our news at midday. Thanks for joining us. I'm Lauren Freeman.
Yeah, the question tonight, what does this determination mean for the case against the man accused of tampering with evidence in the case of Maleah Davis? Channel 2's Robert Arnold has been following this case all day. He joins us live from downtown Houston.
The ruling from the medical examiner's office helps police and prosecutors clear a hurdle. Had Maleah's cause of death remained undetermined, it would have made it difficult to see new charges filed. I should point out, though, this ruling does not necessarily mean that new charges are imminent.
In a situation like this, justice, as we've said oftentimes, is a marathon, not a sprint.
KPRC legal analyst Brian Weiss says more evidence is needed before prosecutors can prove someone intentionally killed Maleah. Friday, the medical examiner determined Maleah died from homicidal violence.
It essentially means a death from anything other than natural causes.
Weiss cautions homicidal violence is not the same as murder. In fact, the ME still has not determined exactly how Maleah died. Weiss says before prosecutors can move forward with murder charges,
you have to be able to prove that this or any other defendant did then and there intentionally and knowingly cause the death of a child younger than 10.
And I know that folks want this done yesterday, but what our pursuit here is the pursuit of the truth.
Without yet knowing exactly how Maleah was killed, Chief Art Acevedo says more work is needed before new charges can be filed. However, the ME's ruling does help the case from hitting a standstill.
It was certainly an essential step. They could not have gone forward in taking this case back into a grand jury unless and until they had a determination from the medical examiner that this was a homicide.
For now, the man police describe as Maleah's stepfather, Darian Vance, remains in jail and charged with tampering with evidence. Acevedo cautions it could be several weeks before a decision is made on whether new charges will be filed.
Do not confuse not having an update with the case not proceeding.
Weiss adds that even if investigators are not able to pinpoint exactly how Maleah died, prosecutors can still secure a murder indictment. But again, he says that is a tedious, careful process. Reporting live from HPD headquarters, Robert Arnold, KPRC, Channel 2 News.
Planet of the Fakes 4Kid and Pigstar HH News. Inside Maleah Davis FB groups. So the medical examiner is finished with Maleah's report, and her death certificate has been amended. I believe he is saying he did this on accident, especially after the last update came out. They got that information from somewhere. I don't think he will deny the latest update. Hope Kaiser, and sadly, he might be telling the truth. He's still a piece of wonder for not call 911, keeping her small body in the apartment till he figured out a plan, and tossing her like garbage on side of the road. Thankfully he will spend his days in prison. Maybe he will meet the same fate as so many others in prison. Death is too good for him. I'd rather he live miserably. Jen, I wholeheartedly agree with you 100% girl. Too much damage from the mower. Disappointed but relieved face. The sentence for what he is currently charged with 5 to 99 years. I feel like he will get around 30 years. Rhonda, did he already get murder charges and I missed it? I haven't been following the last few months. Bree Peterson, that S for the bodily harm she is referring. It carries the same penalty as murder. Yes, that's correct. And it's a shame that he can't get life. If they can't prove murder, trust and believe they are gonna make sure he sits in jail the amount of time as if it was a murder. If she died due to complications from surgery or not being given proper care after surgery, or if he abused her and that caused her death, then they cannot charge him with murder unless they prove he had intent. Yes, abuse may seem like intent, but they have to absolutely prove this. The more details and things that come out, I just think that poor Maleah just wasn't taken care of properly before and especially after surgery. If something happened that she died due to something caused from surgery, which could mean she wasn't given her medication, she didn't wear her helmet like she was supposed to, or was neglected medical care altogether after surgery, then that could definitely explain why the homicide charges are what has been chosen for this so far. They can pin murder on anyone unless they know and prove that failing to give her immediate care or whatever the case may be, or failing to call 911, administer CPR and moving her body was with intent to kill her before she died. Like, comment, follow, share, subscribe. Then visit www